morning, everybody. It is Friday, October 10th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So welcome, everybody, for those of you who are new, and welcome back to all of you who have been here before. This is my knitting vlog, and I talk a little bit about life and a few other things. So welcome. All right, I was gone last week, as many of you know, because I was at the Taos Wool's Fiber Festival, I believe that's the full name of it, in Taos, New Mexico, and had a wonderful time. Have a lot to show you as far as that goes. So yeah, sit back, get your drink. I have my drink. I'm drinking my latte. Hang on, let me take a sip. All right, it is early here. It is only 9:21 a.m. I was actually up at 6 a.m. and went to Pilates at 7 a.m. And so my day is well underway here. I don't know what's gotten into me, honestly. I usually do not get up that early, but here I am. All right, let's dive right in here. I have some finished Beetlejuice socks. Hang on, let me get them. Beetlejuice socks. There they are. Hold on, let me do it better. There they are. These are my Halloween socks. The yarn is Beach Bum Fibers Beetlejuice, and it is fingering except for the heel, which I think might be more like a DK, but they fit great. They're my socks, so I can now wear them. There they are. They're just a vanilla sock vanilla sock pattern toe up. I did 56 stitches, and yeah, very happy with them. And what else? I have about half of the black and white skein left, a bunch of the purple, and the green not so much. So when I do the next pair, which I will, I probably will not do contrasting heel. So there we go. All right, let me take one of these off. These were blocked, so I can wear them now, but not today, not quite there yet. But I will be wearing them the rest of this month and probably all winter long now. All right, I would have had another finished object, but I was too tired to finish it, so we'll talk about that in a second. Instead, I'm going to show you my hoe. My hoe is, hold on, got to put it on my sock blocker here. I did not get as much passenger princess time as I'd wanted on the car ride to New Mexico, and I will tell you why in a bit, but I did manage to finish one Botanic sock for my husband. There it is. And it's beautiful, isn't it? This is a Stephen West pattern, and it's 72 stitches. Yes, 72 stitches. I have cast on the second one, which I'll show you in a moment. And these are supposed to be for Christmas, but I might give them to my husband early because he's complaining that he needs more socks. So maybe this multicolor that you see in here is just a Zauberball. And then the yellow is Skepshe's Arcadia. And it's a fun little knit. I really enjoyed knitting it. So I am going to cast, well, I've already cast on the second one. I'll show you right now. Hang on, hold on. Here is what I have so far of the second one. It's very new. We're moving into whips now, just so you know. I cast this on right after I finished that other sock. And I don't know if it's coming to focus. Focus, there it is. Yes, it is the fun part of the knitting, so I should make good progress on this week. All right, and that's living in my Pat Squirrel fiber bag. There it is. I love these bags. She uses like a heavier weight canvas. It's a really nice bag, and she always has fun patterns, so. All right, hang on, I'm gonna move that out of the way. All right, now this is the pattern, or this is the project that I really should have had done, and it is out of the Knitted Wild Animal Friends by Louise Crowther. And I'll show you what it's supposed to look like, and I'll show you where I am on it. I'm further along, but really I'll show you in a second. Here she is, Olivia the elephant, and I'm doing mine in hot pink. So right now I have, I would say, a deconstructed elephant. So I have her head. Here's her head. Kind of looks like an anteater. Her ears are done. All the body parts are done. It's basically, they're all living in here or on my desk, because I also have the body and I have 2 arms. These are stuffed, right? The rest I need to stuff today, and then I need to sew it all together. I could have done this yesterday. I could have done this morning. I was tired both times, so it did not get done. There's ears, there's tail, the whole thing. So I need to work on putting the whole thing together and stitching it up, and then getting the clothes made. Hang on, I just dropped her body. I'm gonna dip down. Sorry. It goes like this, and then you'll have some big ears. It'll be lovely. This is a Christmas gift for my daughter. I'm knitting it. The body is in Skepshe's Stonewash, and then the clothes will be in Skepshe's Catonia. And I'm gonna finish piecing this whole thing together, like stitching it together, and then I'm going to work on the clothes kind of slowly over the next couple months, because this is a Christmas gift, so I have plenty of time. Problem is I have plenty of other whips that I need to finish for Christmas. So it's going to be adorable. I'm sorry, someone here, I think it was Diane from My Pink Bathtub. Hi, Diane. If she's watching, I know she's really busy this month. I really wanted to get this done for you, but yeah, I had a busy week, and I'll tell you all about it in a bit. So yeah, I got to finish stuffing the 2 legs, the tail, and stitching up the ears, and then putting it all together. So that's where we are on it. Okay, hang on. I'm moving all this stuff to make room on my desk. Sorry. Okay, I need more coffee. Hold on. I'm already feeling my workout. Pilates. I went to, totally off topic here, as I lift my arms, I'm like, oh, my arms hurt. I went to the next level up on Pilates, a new class. So yeah, it's a little bit more heavier weight, at resistance. And then, yeah, I'm old, so I'm tired. Yeah, there we go. All right. Next up, I have to tell you, my husband was so nice. He got up with me at 6 a.m. He drove me to Pilates, and then he came back and picked me up afterwards. So I thought that was really sweet of him. So, all right. Next up, the last project I'm going to show you that I've actually worked on would be my brother-in-law's Musselburgh. This was originally the One Skein September project that I was working on. Karen at Recreational Knitting. Hello, Karen. I did not get it done, obviously. I have inside the hat this much yarn to go. So this is turning into One Skein September, October. That's okay. This is my mindless knitting, and I always need something mindless on my needles. So, it'll get done. Might even get done this week. We'll see. No promises, though. There it is. I've put the ball of yarn inside it, and yeah. It is turning out nice. This is also a Zobber ball. I'm trying to use up the Zobber balls on projects like this. I don't really care for the feel of this yarn. Like I have like 3 or 4 of these skeins of Zauberball. It's okay yarn, but yeah, I was like, I have them, I just need to use them. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll use them to make some kind of sweater since they're color changing, and the feel of it is just not quite what I like. So they're fine for hats and for socks, but I don't know that I want a sweater with this. So, all right, and that is another Christmas in July cast on. The pattern is the Musselburgh. This is living in it was living in my stash bag. The problem is, well, not even a problem, but now the hat's big enough to hold the ball, so it's just kind of living wherever I happen to be knitting it in itself, if that makes sense. All right. Okay, I have not knit on any more dishcloths. I did not knit on my daughter-in-law's sweater, but let me show you my daughter-in-law's sweater because I'm pulling that back out. I'd kind of set it aside the last month so I could focus on some of my smaller projects, and I am now ready to pick this back up. So I'm going to pull it out today. I'm going to work on it, and right now I am almost done with the first sleeve. Sorry, it's a tangled mess. Tangled mess. But I'm almost done with the first sleeve. The sleeves are knit flat and then you stitch them up. So because I'm not the world's best at stitching things up, I'm really practicing on Olivia the elephant. I'm taking my time with the stitching up with that so that when I get to the sleeves on this, that they look really nice. So here is, okay, it's still a tangled mess, but you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Here is the sleeve, the first sleeve, and I still need to do like the cuff on it. It's hard to show you at this stage. It's just like a mess, but there, we're getting there. So this yarn is Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Scorpio. It's a beautiful, if you can see it, navy blue with some burgundies and grays, and just beautiful yarn. And yeah, this will be the focus of my knitting, like the main focus until it's done. But I'll kind of bounce between other projects, but this is going to get a lot of love the next few weeks, next few months. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to get it done in a few weeks. All right, and it is living in my bag from my friend Amber at Ambi Marie Knits. She does custom like consignment bags. This is Chula Pink, which I love, and she made that for me. So, all right, let's talk. Where am I? Stash enhancements. All right, as you all know, I was at the Taos Wools Festival in Taos, New Mexico. This is a very small wool festival, maybe about 30 booths. It was lovely though. The town of Taos is lovely, especially this time of year. It's fall, the leaves are changing, the weather was perfect. I'll get more into the life part of it later, but let's talk about what I bought while I was in Taos. It's a lot. Hang on. All right. I'm going to start with the yarn I actually bought at the festival itself. So I ended up going on both Friday and Saturday to the festival, but I did not buy as much yarn there as I did at a local yarn shop, which I'll show you separate, but I still got a lot. So yeah, here it comes. All right, so the Wool Festival is really small, like I said, and I would have bought more yarn there, but I had I'd gone to Mooncat Fibers, which is a little local yarn store in Taos, New Mexico. And I had gone there before I went to the yarn show the first time and bought a bunch. And so I didn't want to like them buy a bunch more at the wool show. And then the next day I went back and bought more. Yeah, that's just, you know, like I'm not going to go all that way to a yarn show and not buy stuff. So let me show you what I got. What I bought the first day is all from this one dyer, okay? This was Pyramid Dye Works, and she was based in Taos, but then she recently moved to Santa Fe. But she had some beautiful wool, and this was Targhee, so it's 90% Targhee and 10% nylon. And I've been wanting to knit with Targhee because I've heard that it's less scratchy than like regular non-Targhee, non-superwash, non-Targhee, basically. So I bought a skein of her sock. There it is, her US sock, and it is 90% Targhee, as I said, and 10% nylon. And the colorway is Verdant. There it is. And she dyes everything with natural, like all natural. So there's no chemicals involved, which I really like. And it's gorgeous. So I love that color. It's beautiful. Really sweet. It was a beautiful fall day and I was really feeling the fall colors. So that's why I was gravitating. As you'll see, there's a lot of fall colors here. As I was paying, she had a basket full of mini skeins. So I got 2 of them. These 2. They did not have colorways or anything on them. So yeah, that's what I got from her, Pyramid Dye Works. Does she have a website? I don't think she does. At least the one that I couldn't find one. So she might have an Etsy store or a website, but when I just did like a quick look and I didn't find one. So yeah, beautiful, super soft. Real excited to knit with these. All right, I'm gonna put these, well, I guess I'll just toss them back in the bag they were in for now. All right, so actually I went, yeah, I only went to the wool show one day, but I went to Mooncat Fibers 2 days in a row. The woman there was so sweet. So I bought a bunch of yarn from her, but I bought a total of 5. But the first day, this is what I bought. These are all her from Pink Adobe Dye Works, which is she's an indie dyer out of Arizona, I believe. I could look here. Let me look. Oh no, Henderson, Nevada. Basically Las Vegas. So this is beautiful. She apparently only sells her yarn in Mooncat Fibers store in Taos. So Mooncat Fibers has a website but does not sell yarn online. So if you want some Pink Adobe, you gotta go in person. I don't know if she sells a Pink Adobe, like if they sell their yarn online or not. Yeah, no clue. But here's what I got the first day. Okay, first day. Remember that. This is all 85-15 merino nylon. This is Blue Door. Love it. Hang on. This one is Marigold. Beautiful fall colors. This one is my favorite, and it's from her Wild Woman of the Old West collection. It's Stagecoach Mary Fields. And if you look on this card, there's a picture of Stagecoach Mary. And she really liked her person. This is a beautiful navy color. So, yes. The blue door my husband picked out because he wants me to knit him socks out of it. But I think he's also going to get Stagecoach Mary socks. We'll see. All right. That first day I also picked up, apparently there had just been a yarn crawl. It's sometime over the summer. I don't know when. And she still had some of her own markers left. I don't know if you could see that. There they are. So, yes, I got those for me because you can never pass up markers, right? All right. So, that was day 1. Day 2, I went back in. We were leaving that day, and I mainly just went in there because I realized I was only looking at the adobe, pink adobe yarn, and I was like, I should really go look at the other yarn that she had. She was really nice. I really liked her. So, yeah, I went back in, bought some more yarn. Only one of these is something that is, I don't know if she sells it elsewhere or not, but this was like extra special yarn. And I'll show you why. I'll tell you why. But then I bought something to complement it that I could have just gotten anywhere, but it's okay because I just figured while I was there I would get it. All right, this is, ready for it? Hand spun yarn from Pam Wilkins Fine Hand Spun Yarn. It's 70% merino, 30% silk. And the colorway is pop beads. Ready? Look at that. I just want y'all to know. Can you see that? It's beautiful. First of all, hand spun yarn, very expensive. If I had looked at the price before I had picked this up, I would have probably not have bought it. But I fell in love with it and was like, just get it. If you are a spinner, I'm talking to you, Amber, you probably should start selling your hand spun because you can make some good money off of it. All right, I got this and I ended up buying a skein to go with it because I was like, what am I gonna knit with that? And then I remembered that I had just knit my sister that birdie cow, and it was beautiful. It's beautiful, but maybe I need it one too. So to go with it, I bought this Rios skein in fuchsia. So I could have gotten this anywhere. This was Malabrigo, but not anywhere. But yeah, I could have waited. But she had it, and together, look how beautiful that is. Yeah, gorgeous. So, yeah, very pricey purchase, but well worth it. And yeah, that's going in my stash for something just for me. Okay. All right, next up, acquisition-wise. All right, the rest of the yarn I'm going to show you, I did not buy in New Mexico. One of the skeins, okay, I'll just show you. Hang on. All right, first let's start with, I got my Freckle Whimsy yarn for October for my sock yarn of the month. Hold on, gotta move. Sorry, my leg was getting tired sitting the way it was. All right, so this is my October Freckled Whimsy. And if you don't want to see it because you haven't opened yours for whatever reason, even though we're 2 weeks in now, just look away, okay? And I'm getting ready to show it. I get the Serendipity 75-25 Superwash. I upped it to the 100 gram main skein and the 25 gram mini. Is it 25 gram? I always tell myself, like, mix myself up on that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 25. All right, ready? Here it is. Look away if you don't want to see it. Look at that. It's beautiful. I've already told my husband I'm going to knit him socks with this. There it is. It's gorgeous. It's called Witching Hour, and it is beautiful. So that was in the mail late last week. So that was also a stash enhancement. And then, sorry, crinkle, crinkle. I won a giveaway from Karen at Recreational Knitting. Hello, Karen, again. And it came in the mail last week, or no, it came in the mail Monday. So she sent me, this is so funny. We're both trying to clear our stash out, and so we're giving away our stash. So first skein of yarn I got Wisdom yarn, and this is a 75% wool, 25% polymide. I'm trying to see. The band came off, so you're just gonna have to deal with that this way. It says color 262, whatever that means. There it is. Look at that. My husband's getting another pair of socks. He was complaining about not getting socks, so he's gonna be getting a bunch of socks coming up. All right, that's beautiful. And then she also sent me, this is from Knitterly Things, Vesper Sock Yarn Club. This was from March 2018. The colorway is Sugarland. And what else do I have to tell you about it? 80-20, so 80% merino, 20% nylon. Ready? There it is. It's beautiful, beautiful. And then she sent me a bunch of goodies. So very sweet of Karen. She sent me, first it all came in this cute little drawstring bag, which I really love drawstring bags. So thank you. And then in it, she sent, well, a bunch of the barber cords, which I can always use. Thank you, Karen. Oh, love these. She sent me some needle stoppers. There's this kind, you know, the kind that, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but you get the idea. And then some hearts. I don't know, they're so tiny. There they are. And then my personal favorite, some alpacas. It's not focusing. There. All right. There it is. Focus. All right. So, very sweet of her. Thank you, Karen. I love it. All right. Next up. Okay, I think that's it for acquisitions. Yes, that is it for acquisitions. Thank God. Yeah, for those of you who are new here, I have run out of current existing storage for my stash. So my whole attitude this year is do whatever the hell I want, buy whatever I want. But now that I've used up the existing room for my stash, I'm going into low buy, no buy mode. So, yeah. We'll be just shopping my stash for a while till I get some more things out of it. So, all right. Let's move on to state of the stash. Yeah, I guess that I already had moved on. Let's talk a little bit about where I was at the beginning of September versus where I ended at the end of September. Hold on, I actually have my table here that has everything. I'm gonna do this by skeins in, wait, okay, I'm gonna tell you how many skeins I had at the beginning of September. Let's just do that. That'll be easier than doing grams and all that. At the beginning of September, I had 459.43 skeins of yarn. I got in September. so those don't count. I got in like 4.2, so I ended up between the 4.2 skeins I got in and the yarn I used up, I ended up with 460.56 skeins of yarn. Yeah, quite a big jump. It'll be quite a big jump again in October. It's towards the end of the year, I tend to get more yarn, and then for a while I'll be good, and yeah, I'm going to try to be good for a little while longer next year. All right, let's just sugarcoating it basically. All right, so that's it for State of the Stash. I could go into details as far as grams and miles and yards and all, but no one wants to know that. Maybe you do. All right, other knitting news. I realize that October is a bad time to be traveling and not watching videos because all of you are doing Vlogtober, or you're doing the mystery, the MCAL, the Seamless MCAL, or you're doing a mystery Gnome Along or something like that. And I am so far behind on watching videos or replying to comments, so I apologize. I'm hoping that I can get caught up today. So, yeah. Can I say I have been able to watch some of your Vlogtobers, but not all of them like I usually like to. So yeah, some of them I've only been able to like and not comment because it's on the road or whatever. So sorry. Okay, more coffee. All right. For those of you who happen to know that I recently became a sewist. Bought myself a sewing machine. My first class is tonight. So I'm taking my sewing machine down to, it's called the Denver Tool Library. You can bring your own sewing machine or you can borrow theirs. I'm bringing mine because I want to learn how to use it. We're going to be making a project bag. Perfect, just what I need. Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I have another class next week. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can quickly figure out all the parts of my sewing machine and I can get my act together and sew a whole project bag tonight, or close enough that I'll have a finished project bag to show you next week. The fabric is actually, they provide the fabric, so I have no idea what it's going to look like or anything. But I did tell my husband I want to go to, I think I'm just going to go to Michael's probably tomorrow, and I'm going to get some Halloween fabric. And I think I'm going to practice my sewing this coming week with making Atticus, my grandson, a little trick-or-treat bag. So he is 2. He doesn't really if anything, he'll just walk around carrying an empty bag because his mom won't let him have candy, and I don't blame her. So yeah, but he'll get a cute bag. All right, that's it for the knitting or sewing stuff. If you're going to stick around, or if you don't want to stick around to hear about life stuff, that's totally fine. If you feel like it, like and subscribe and do all the things. Leave me a comment too. I love comments and I will respond eventually. No, I'm pretty good about responding to to new comments on my most current YouTube videos. So leave me a comment. And if you don't want to do any of that, that's fine too. Just do whatever the hell you want. That's my attitude. Okay? All right. For those of you staying, yes, I had a lovely time in New Mexico. We got off to a little late start. So my husband had been having some flashing things going on with his eyes and noticed some floaties. And so he had messaged his doctor, and the doctor on Thursday morning, the day we were leaving, messaged him and said, "You got to come in right away." Only right away was 2:00 in the afternoon. So we were going to leave right after I was at Pilates, and he called me and he was like, oh, we can't leave now because they want to see me. So we pushed our departure back, and his eyes are fine. They know what it is. It's nothing serious. His eyes are, like, we were worried it was a detached retina, and it wasn't. So they're good. Yeah. So we left Thursday afternoon about 3 o'clock or so. I had to drive because my husband had his eyes dilated. So I don't particularly like driving. I know how to drive. I have a driver's license. I don't own a car. I very rarely actually do drive. But I did drive, and it was fine. Yeah, nothing eventful. And I got us all the way to Pueblo, Colorado. I live in Denver. So Pueblo is like, it's not even 2 hours away. I mean, really, hour and a half max. And we decided that we would just stay there overnight because we didn't want to drive at night. And our reservation, we were kind of up in the air as far as reservation for Thursday night. So we're like, let's just stop. So we did. Had a lovely dinner there. Got up the next day. My husband did a little bit of writing in the morning, so we hung out in a coffee shop, lovely coffee shop in Pueblo. Charged the car up. We have a Tesla. Well, we, as in not me, but we then drove all the way to Taos and got there. We were kind of messing around. We could have been there in 2 hours, but we were messing around. So by the time we got there, it was like 3 in the afternoon. I learned really quickly, you don't want to mess around with your blood sugar too much. Here's the thing. At the coffee shop we're hanging around with, I ate a crepe with, it was like apple pie filling and whipped cream. That's all I ate all morning. And by 3 o'clock, I was in a sugar crash. And I am diabetic, so yeah, I got kind of sick. And so we did get an early dinner, and then I went and passed out. Literally. I got up for about an hour, about 8 o'clock that night, and that was it. So, but the place we were staying was really nice. We stayed at, it's called the Old Taos Inn. It's a bed and breakfast inn. It's an old adobe, I don't know what you call it. There's like, it's a house, but not really. There's like a courtyard, and then like the main house, and then a bunch of like individual units. And yeah, it was beautiful though. And the weather, as I mentioned, was perfect. It was mostly in the 70s. We did get some rain moved in the next night, but the daytime was just gorgeous. And yeah, we did a lot of just hanging around. We did do a little bit of shopping, just a wee bit. We went to the Wool Festival. We ate some really good food, and that's about it. So if for those of you who weren't here before, the whole reason that how we ended up going to Taos was I saw that they had the Wool Festival, but it was over my husband's birthday weekend. So I said to him at the time, do you want to go to Taos for your birthday? Oh, by the way, there's a Wool Festival. So that's how we ended up there. But he did get some art for his birthday, so that was nice. We got back Sunday, like 6 o'clock. We had dinner with, was it all our kids or just some of them? I can't remember if my daughter was there. Our daughter was there, but it was our son-in-law, our daughter-in-law, our son-in-law, my stepson, my husband's son, my daughter-in-law, and my grandson. And then my husband and I had dinner at their house, and then we came home, and I had to get ready for work the next day. And more importantly, so my husband had grandpa duty with my grandson. So our son and daughter-in-law went to Mexico, and the plan was that their child, my grandson, was going to stay with his grandmother who lives in Texas. She was coming out, but she couldn't get here until Wednesday morning. So my husband ended up taking care of him. I mean, like, I had dinner with him and stuff, but I was working, so I couldn't be there all day. Yeah, it was fine. But he slept over there. They lived 3 houses down, so it was not a big deal or anything. His other grandma did get here. Mimi is what we call her. Mimi got here on Wednesday, and then she is going to be here until Sunday morning when my husband and I take back over. And then our son and daughter-in-law do not come back until Monday night, I think. So yeah, it was a very crazy time. Oh, and in the middle of that, on Monday, it was my husband's official birthday. Oh, and bigger things I got to tell you about in a second. But I had arranged a birthday cake and a big birthday dinner to be delivered because I was working Monday. All the kids stuck around and ate with us, and then they all scattered. Yeah. So it was just a crazy few days. On my husband's birthday, and here's what really made it crazy, my little rescue Shih Tzu, who we rescued from my mother, who was living in memory care and was feeding this poor dog root beer and popcorn. So Cookie is her name. My dog, not my mother. Cookie, who is, how old is Cookie now? She's like 14, 15. She's old, okay? But she is really healthy, except for her teeth. So she had her teeth pulled on Monday, all of them. So this is the second time she had dental work done, and we kind of knew that her teeth were coming out this time. So the vet dentist went ahead and pulled them all because, at her age, this way we don't have to worry about her getting like an infection in her teeth and then it's spreading to the rest of her body. She is the type of dog that will probably she could live into her 20s because she's that type of dog. So that was Monday on my husband's birthday. She came home Monday night, was all and drugged up. By Tuesday, she was back to being, a bad, I'm not even going to say it because it involves swear words. She didn't realize she doesn't have teeth, so she's like growling at you as you're trying to give her antibiotics and pain pills, trying to snap at you, and it's like, what are you going to do, gum me to death? So she's totally back to herself, though, and she's happy and all that. So she is going, her teeth are fine. She doesn't have to go back to the vet for those. She has to go next week. Going to go to the groomer because, after you get surgery and all that, her coat's all mangled. So, yeah, you didn't need to know all that. But, yes, so that was, it was just a very crazy week. So, I've been feeling like I'm playing catch up all week, so I'm hoping that I can reset everything today and tomorrow on my days off and just get back into my normal groove. So, all right. That's it for life stuff. TV books, really quick. TV-wise, we are watching The House of Guinness. We really like that show. It just keeps getting better. It really is. Just really a very well done show. And I'm not thrilled with the casting, but it's a good show. Also watching... what is that? Oh, Slow Horses on Apple TV. Another excellent show. And one more show that we're watching. Oh, Task, which I don't know what Task is on. It stars Mark Ruffalo as an FBI agent, and they're searching for this kidnapped kid. And yeah, good show though. All right. the book I finished this week was The Queen's Gambit, and I can't for the life of me tell you who that was by. It is based, well, the series, the Netflix series was based on this book. It is good. I enjoyed it. Kind of got tired of it towards the end, but I finished it. So, all right, that's all I have, and I will hopefully be back to a regular schedule going forward, and I will talk to everybody next week, and I will hopefully get caught up on viewing, so I'll be able to watch all of you who are blogging, and I'll be able to live vicariously through all of you who are doing the MCOWs and the gnome mystery gnome knitting and all that. So, all right, everyone have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.